If bird watching and bird photography are your thing, there's a good chance that you'll really appreciate birds of prey. There's just something about them, something about raptors that's really interesting. Now, unfortunately, living in Ireland, we don't have that many native birds of prey species, and the ones we have aren't that big. Now, having said that, a few have been reintroduced, and there are white-tailed sea eagles around the country in small numbers. So they're a very special sighting. And there's also the odd very rare osprey sighting as well. But recently there's been a very, very unusual, super rare sighting of an actual vulture in Ireland, a wild vulture, and that's an Egyptian vulture. And it's been seen in County Roscommon near Lough Ree, just northwest of Athlone. It's not that far from where I live, so today I decided to take a spin down here and see if I can spot the Egyptian vulture. So I'm heading along the motorway, I've got my coffee, and all I got to do now is just hope that the bird shows up. I just pulled in here at the side of the road on the roundabout there off the main motorway towards right beside Ballinasloe here, and I noticed that there was a few gold crests in the tree here. So I grabbed my lens out of the car and just propped down behind the little barrier here, and lo and behold I got really close to a gold crest and I got some photos. So the moral of the story is always be ready for a possible opportunity to photograph a bird. And I actually haven't got many good photographs of gold crests, so it's good to have got that and availed of that opportunity. So let's get going. I'm off the motorway here now, and in on the left is an area where the vulture has been seen. There's a little lake there called Loch Funchinach. Bird photographers strive for an overcast day because the bird will be more evenly lit and the light will be a bit softer. But with a bird like an Egyptian vulture, which is primarily black and white with that lovely yellow featherless face and beak, it's going to look really awesome against a blue sky. So I think a sunny day is much better for this type of bird. Just pulled in here at the side of the road. There's a little area here I can sit down and have lunch. Got my flask of tea, it's always needed, and I have for myself today, I have a wrap. I bet you didn't even see my lens sitting here. That's because I've just covered it in a new camo sleeve. Now when I got that sleeve I thought it was a matter of just pulling this like sock thing over the lens, but it came in about 8 different parts and I had to stick some of them on. But it works quite well. And finally I have a little bit of camo, but more importantly protection on that lens. For me, a big part of these outdoor videos, these wildlife videos, is pulling in for the lunch. I just love it. It gives you something to look forward to, you know. Oh, I'm going to take lunch now soon, and pull up somewhere, find a wall or find a little corner of the countryside and just sit down and relax. And a lot of that has to do with tea. I love my tea. I spent a good hour scoping out the trees in the area in which the vulture had been seen, but the fact that there isn't any other birders lurking around the area leads me to think that the bird may have moved on and mightn't be around. Now, I do believe that the vulture could have moved on, so I could be out of luck today. And if I am, that is very unfortunate. But I'm going to wait until roosting hour, just in case, even though it's going to leave me very dissatisfied if I end up going home after waiting all afternoon. But that is the downside of birding, bird photographing and bird watching. With no vulture on show, I decided to head off towards Lough Ree to kill a bit of time until roosting hour. Maybe I could photograph something else. So now I'm at a dilemma as to whether to go straight on or down this way. I think we'll go this way. Now I'm seeing a few redwing around, and they're a very skittish bird, so as soon as they see you, or as soon as you're anywhere close, they'll scoot off. But it would be lovely to get a shot of one of them before they migrate, because they're going to be heading back north soon. Unfortunately, no opportunity to photograph a redwing arose, and I found myself getting into thicker trees and deeper water. It's getting a bit too deep for the wellies. I can see the lake there. So I'm going to have a quick look over here at this little raised section and see if I can get out to the lake there, and if not, I'm just going to go back. Okay, so this was a waste of time. When you're out like this and you're trying to kind of scout new locations, you just can't beat local knowledge. If you look at a map and take a chance on it, there's a good chance that it won't work out for you. So all I can do now is just go back and hope that, you know, I can get to the vulture, possibly, if it returns to that area. But I'm not feeling overly positive. So after my failed attempt at the lakeside, I went back to the Egyptian vulture's roosting site, and lo and behold, I saw 2 birders there. Now these guys hadn't seen the vulture, but they did tell me they got a text saying the bird was on site. Therefore I decided to go off the beaten track and find an area where I might get better lighting if I did see the vulture, and perhaps a little bit closer too. Now, I decided to go off road here, cross country. I don't want to disturb the wildlife too much. I don't want to go too close to the ponds there, but I have a feeling that if the bird is here, it's going to be near those ponds. So what I'm going to do is go up along this wall here on the left of me and try and hide out a little bit behind there and just remain positive. I just had to stop at the top of this hill and appreciate the picturesque view of the lovely Roscommon countryside in front of me. Oh, Jesus. So I've trekked up onto the crest here, fairly close to where I was told the vulture would roost. An Egyptian vulture, an elusive Egyptian vulture that we're not seeing. So I got the number of the other guy over there. He said he would text me if he saw the bird. Likewise, I would text him. But so far, no sign. Thank God for tea, that's all I can say. So after another half hour of looking around, still no sign of the vulture, and now I'm ready to call it a day. But then, out of the trees, in the distance, a large bird took off. Now unfortunately I had my camera packed away, so I didn't capture my reactions here. But what I did capture was the bird flying back towards me. Okay, something magic just happened. I saw a large bird taking off a tree about 60-70 yards in front of me, but it actually circled around and flew back very close to me. And it was an Egyptian vulture. An Egyptian vulture in Ireland. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Now, I got some okay photographs. I'm going to settle for that. I don't want to disturb the bird. I don't want to be greedy. If I see it again, I'm going to try and get some video footage, but I am stoked. It's just unbelievable. It's not as big as I thought. They're not that big anyway. They're a small vulture, but it's still beautiful, amazing, absolutely amazing. Okay, now I'm recording this on the phone because my camera is in my backpack. All right. I gotta say, this was an absolute treat for me as a birder and also as a bird photographer to see this amazing bird in Ireland, just an hour away from where I live. And as it turns out, I think, dare I say, these might be some of the cleanest images of this bird so far. So when I posted these images on Twitter, the tweet grew wings, and these images are even being published in different bird magazines in the UK. So that's it from Athlone today. It was beautiful to see the Egyptian vulture. It flew so close to me as well. I was chuffed. There's some starlings whizzing past. If you like birds and wildlife and photographing them and stuff, then maybe subscribe, and I might have some other videos about wildlife photography, about wildlife filmmaking and all that sort of stuff. So I hope you liked watching it. I'm going to head home now. It's getting late and it's getting dark, and I have a bit of tea left in my flask which I'm going to finish on the way home, which is going to take me about an hour. So from myself, Hugh Sweeney, down in Athlone here, I will see you guys, and take care. Goodbye.